It's that time again. Let's look at some obscure, well, sort of obscure 1980s toy lines. Actually, we have some 70s and 90s toy lines today as well. The Crash Test Dummies by TYCO from 92 to 94, then revised in 98 by Mattel. So the Crash Test Dummies are anthropomorphic action figures modeled after the mannequins used in automobile collision simulations. Each one generally has two impact buttons on their torsos that, when pushed, will spring their limbs from their bodies. Vince and Larry were the two main spokes dummies, but they added more to the roster in subsequent generations. Mattel picked up the brand in 1998 and released 4 more dummies, all with unique crash points. Don't be a dummy, buckle up. Wild West Cowboys of MOO Mesa HASBRO 1991. Like many toys during its time, Wild West Cowboys of MOO Mesa dealt with a mutation of some kind. In this case, an irradiated comet struck the late 19th century western plains, creating a miles-high mesa shrouded in the clouds. Everything trapped on top of this mesa was cowmatized by the light from the comet and evolved into a bovomorphic state. Did you know that they were created by Mark Brown, who also worked on TMNT? A viewer suggestion, Trash Bag Bunch by Galoob 1991. This one I wasn't aware of. The line's gimmick was that each figure was bought in a bag. You couldn't tell what the figure was, so the bag had to be dropped into the water. The bag would break open and dissolve, turning the water green, and then you would get your character. The idea was that the bag was biodegradable. This line had some very colorful figures that ranged from mutant monsters, killer robots, and armored humans with huge guns. One of the first blind buys. A toy line that I remember but didn't have any figures of. My brother probably collected it. Extreme Dinosaurs Mattel 1996. What's more dangerous than a T-Rex? How about a metal T-Rex on a motorcycle with a rocket launcher? These ferocious beasts were yours to command. Unleash their savage fury on each other with plasma beams, bone-crushing blows, and complete and utter nuclear chaos. The Extreme Dinosaurs were similar in style and construction to the Street Sharks, which they were noted as being a spin-off from. They were packed on blister cards rather than in boxes like the Street Sharks. A cartoon was also produced but didn't last too long. And you can't have one without the other, so a little more mainstream, Street Sharks Mattel 1994. There's a new breed in the neighborhood. Some say they're just no good. Half shark, half human, fighting evil, that's their plan. Street Sharks, they're jawsome. They bite, they fight, they stand for everything right, chewing up evil with all their might. Street Sharks. Originating as hand puppet styled anthropomorphic sharks, the Street Sharks would have 6 series of toys, vehicles, and a 3-season cartoon and a spin-off toy line, the Extreme Dinosaurs. Most of the original series had chomping power just by pulling down on their dorsal fin, but I'm pretty sure all of them had a clothesline action or a slam fist action by turning them at the waist. Now, in the early 90s, my brother was maybe 8 or 9 years old. He had all of these toys. We used to go get them in the States. He had the original 4, but Moby Dick was his favorite, and that was because the orca whale is his favorite aquatic mammal. And now, you can't unknow that information. Shogun Warriors, Mattel, 1976. I think this is our first or second toy that's in the 70s. 24 inches tall, Shogun Warriors were one of, if not the tallest toy in the late 70s. The Shogun Warriors were the main characters of a toy line licensed by Mattel Inc. There were a series of imported Japanese toys based on several animated shows featuring these giant robots. While some were able to launch their fists, the cool-ass Godzilla, these toys featured spring-loaded launcher weapons such as missiles, shurikens, and battle axes. Gargoyles, Kenner, 1996. Frozen in stone by day, flesh and blood winged warriors by night, awakening after 1,000 years, a band of powerful gargoyles find themselves transported to a time and place not their own, New York City. Here, the misunderstood creatures battle modern-day barbarians and struggle to understand their new strange world. Gargoyles, the legend begins. Based on the 1994 Disney cartoon, the toys featured the main cast in several variations. Okay, close your eyes, picture Goliath, and then say the line from Something About Mary with Keith David's voice. How the hell do you get the beans above the Frank? Now this was a suggestion from a friend of mine, and this brought back a lot of memories. The Animal GALOOB 1984. We had these in nursery and kindergarten in our toy boxes. We used to play with these in the sand. They were the coolest thing ever, and it brought back so many memories. The Animal was a motorized truck that had claws in the wheels that would come out and help the truck traverse rough terrain. The best part was you could set this to freewheel and just push the truck around on its own and you wouldn't destroy the gears. And we'll end things off with that perfect example today. I forgot all about the Animal until my friend reminded me about it, and I had a flood of really good memories from my childhood playing with those toys in nursery and kindergarten. So, on that note guys, if you have a recommendation or a suggestion for a toy line, please put it down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you like this video, and I'll see you again in about a week.